Hi there, I'm here with this month's energy forecast. Okay, so when I tuned into the energy for April, I felt like I got just this huge flush, almost like a backlog of information, energy. It's all the stuff that I think people aren't really, either they're not able to deal with it or they just don't want to. And now it's like we're being hit in the face with all of the things that we have maybe put off dealing with. Maybe we've been in denial. Maybe there are things that have happened so long ago we don't even think that they're at play anymore. But here's the thing. We can no longer stay in a place of denial. Denial is a privilege that we will no longer be afforded. And that's because of the shift in the energy, the shift in the universe, the shift in the energy on Earth, so that now we are in a new phase. We're in a new phase of spirituality, we're in a new phase of being, we're in a new phase of practicality, our earthliness. And so what has happened is I've seen a lot of people step forward as if their inner child has come out. So you may see this in discussions with people or arguments even, or talks where their trauma is up front and center. And if you really listen to the language and imagine their younger self, you can almost hear that child speaking. So you would hear somebody say, I'm afraid to go there, or I'm afraid to be with that person, or I'm afraid to do this. Or they might say, I don't want to be alone, or I'm afraid that I won't be accepted, or they don't like me. You know, those kinds of things will come forward and you'll hear it very clearly. This is a time where you must bring forth your inner child. If you haven't done this already, light workers, healers, people like myself, intuitives, we've been talking about this forever, but it's hard work. Healing is hard. It's not fun. It can hurt. It feels like it tears you apart, but it's necessary, especially now in this paradigm shift that we are faced with. We have to let go of all the old to reclaim the power from it. So our past, it's time. It's time to put our past behind us. It's time to say, that is a part of me. I accept it. I take it back into me. But to transform into the person that I wish to be. And that's why the energy has been so, I'd say, feeling pretty heavy, especially if you can't move past this point. I feel like if we can let go of the old, and it's the time of year that it is too, it's new life, it's the cycle of life, and to understand and accept that nature has its ups and downs, and it has new life and birth and death, and it's a continuous cycle. It keeps going, and that's okay. It is time for us to let go of the things that have been holding us back, or the things that have been weighing us down. You have a choice. You have a choice now to carry those things into the future and stay in your current reality. Or you can let them go, feel freer, lighter from them, and also allow new opportunities and possibilities into your life. And this is such a beautiful time because there's such a birth of creativity happening. There's new ideas coming forward that could really transform our reality. And why would we want to stay in the old paradigm that seems heavy, seems kind of unemotional at times? You know, we have this idea that, you know, we work every day, 5 days a week, we pay bills, we do all the mundane things, but where's the light in your life? Where's the joy? And I really feel like that's what we're being asked to do in April, is really look for the joy in your life and encourage it. Feel blessed by it. Be grateful for it. And all the leftover stuff kind of that's we're carrying around in our backpacks, it's time. It's time to put it down. The biggest thing I feel this month, that if you can build a foundation of balance for yourself. So what that looks like is not just maybe what we think. We think we balance the mind and the body and we eat well. That is a key part. Physical health is going to be highlighted in April, absolutely. Physical strength is going to be important because we need to be trusting ourselves. Okay, so those are things that have to come forward. But I really want to focus on your connectedness, your higher self, that wise part of you that has always been there. It's never gone anywhere. It's there for you. And that connection is bringing forth your intuitive gifts, that intuition you've always had. Now, I've worked very hard on my intuitive muscle, and so I've honed it. I've honed that skill, and I feel very confident with my intuition. And you can do that too. Anybody can do that. It's your birthright. You have intuition, whether you know it or not. So right now, it's really important to have that connection to higher self. It's really important to focus on your dreams. Dreams are becoming more vivid right now. We are having dreams that sometimes can be kind of disturbing because they're uncovering old traumas and old wounds that we maybe thought we had put to rest and we dealt with. Remember, you can only deal with a trauma or a wound or a hurt on the level that you are present in. So the deeper that you go into self, the more you will uncover and deeper levels of healing can happen. So when you have dealt with something and you think, I did that, I'm done with that, don't be surprised if you continue the work, which you should. It's so rewarding to know who you are and to feel like you trust yourself through the process and have faith that you can heal and you can accept the ups and downs of life. Because let's face it, nothing ever stays the same. You have to make change your friend in order to be okay with the way things are in your life and in the world for that matter. So really having that balance, that base of balance, it means making sure that you're patient, you're calm, you work on your stillness, you work on your zen, as they say, and you make sure that your health is always there, because without health, it's very difficult to focus on these other things, the things that come next, like your spiritual connection. So building that trust within yourself that you're going to kind of telling yourself, I'm going to look after myself. I'm going to make sure I'm okay. And then making sure that you allow the opening for healing. Now, what that looks like is giving yourself time to contemplate. If you've had a dream that's upsetting, I suggest keeping a dream journal or a journal next to your bed so you can write it down when you wake up. And dreams don't often, as I had a friend who used to say, dreams don't walk straight. And that's so true. Dreams can mean other things. So don't get too wrapped up in what's happened in the dream. Write down your dream, allow the emotion to come, and give it back to the universe or ground it into the earth and just say, this has come up for a reason, for me to contemplate this issue, and I'm open to possibilities. I'm open to the universe showing me what I should do about this issue. So the other thing to remember with balance is that balance means that two things are possible. So at the time that we are hearing truth, we could see injustice. And that's just a general thing about the world, but it's also two things are possible within you. So you may feel sad, but also feel a little happy about where you're going with your future. You may be sad in the moment about something. You could be sad for somebody else, but still feel happy about something you've accomplished. And you should celebrate achievements and accomplishments, even though there is much sadness in the world. Because if we are all sad and if we are all down, then we're lost. So the best way we can expand our energy, the best way we can help others, the best way we can heal the world is through our joy and through our love and happiness for one another. So here's the thing, we can't all be sad all the time, and it's okay, like I said, to have there's two things that can be possible at once. If you are sad about the state of the world, it's okay. You can also be happy about something that's happening in your life as well. And you need to give yourself permission to heal, permission to allow yourself to enjoy your life. Because that enjoyment, that high energy that we get through love, through happiness, through bliss, that's what the world needs right now. That's exactly what we need to shift. Now, the other issue that comes up for April is that we need to pay more attention to our Mother Earth. Mother Earth is suffering. Mother Earth has been telling us, I need your help. I need you to change. And so it's important now that we have, if you can't do anything to save the environment, which everybody can do something, but if you feel like you're not doing enough, the best thing to do is to hold the intention and send love to Mother Earth and hold the intention that you will be open to any opportunity to help her, to help the Earth. And I say this because balance within is important, but balance outside of you is so important as well. And so our environment is important, and Mother Earth is calling to us, saying that she needs us to stop doing the things that hurt her. And remember, Mother Earth will always be okay, and she doesn't need us. She has allowed us to stay in this space. She's allowed us to live here, but she does not need us to survive. So it's important to remember that I think that if we don't see changes, if we don't see more investment in helping the environment, you will see Mother Earth pushing back. And you may see natural disasters. We may see more sickness like the pandemic. So it's very, very important that now we send our love and energy back to the Earth and do everything that is within our power, that's within reach, to help her. Also, in your environment, you might want to think about clutter in your home. You may want to think about your schedule. You may want to think about your spiritual practice and routine, because all those things will give you safety and security and stability. And when you have stability, you are able to sort of transmit your vibration outwards and help others just by being yourself, which is such a beautiful thing. Now, I want you to remember in April to find pleasure, to play, to enjoy your freedom and the strength of independence. Be open to miracles. They're there. You just have to pay attention and you have to be ready to see them. We are in the time of year where we have this new life happening. It's the cycle. We accept the cycles of nature. We accept the seasons, but sometimes we don't accept the seasons of our own life. So important now that you move forward, and you move forward to closure, complete closure. And actually the energy of the universe right now is pushing us to do this and moving us very quickly through healing, and quicker than I think we ever could go. So if you're noticing that maybe arguments with your spouse or your partner or your family, your kids, your parents, if you're noticing that arguments are very intense and they hit this sort of peak very quickly and then dissolve very quickly, it's a good indicator that the universe is asking us to move faster. We sort of have this faster kind of moving healing process, letting go process, but then there's also the slower enjoyment of the things that matter if you're paying attention to that. So I want you to think about as well, we've had this division kind of happening in the world, and we think it's a division of beliefs or a division of opinions, and we see the fighting and the anger. But think about what it would be like if we did connect with our higher selves and we allowed people to just be where they are in that space, but be with love. And I've heard stories, especially recently, where somebody just listens to somebody else with respect and with love and allows that person to talk out what they're feeling, thinking. And there is some resolution, and it's not necessarily, I think agree to disagree is an overused term. It's not necessarily that. It's more about letting people work through, process, because none of us, I shouldn't say none of us, but a lot of people don't know how to process emotions anymore. We don't know how to let go of things. We just we get stuck in these cycles and then we're stuck and trapped there. And really, everything we need is all around us at every moment. And I think listening is key. Just listen without judgment. And if you can, just hold space, meaning you're not telling the person what to do. You're not giving them advice. You're not trying to change their mind. You're not arguing with them. You're just saying, hey, that's where you are. And as long as we're having a respectful discussion, I can handle that. You have a different belief, and that's okay. There's a reason why that person feels that way. And it may not be the reason that you can accept. It may not be something you think is important, but they are there for a reason, and everybody is entitled to their own emotional process to figure things out. So this is a big turning point, April, huge turning point. If we can get to a place where we will let go of the past, where we will promise and open and give permission to ourselves to heal. And we can kind of reclaim the power from really old experiences, even bring back that inner child and heal that inner child. I think we can move forward in a place where there's miracles. I think we can move forward where there's a place where there's possibility, where there's so many opportunities. And remember, you've got to ask the universe. Nature and the universe does not like a vacuum, okay? So if you create a vacuum by asking a question, the universe will send you a flood of opportunities to answer your question. You just got to know how to ask. Don't ask the question in deficit. Don't ask the question in despair. So if you need help, it's important that you act as if you already have what you're asking for. So for instance, if you need money to pay a bill, you could say to the universe that you would like support, you would like to see the support to pay that bill off. So you're not saying, oh my God, I need money. I don't know what to do. I'm so lost. If I don't get this money, I'm not going to pay that bill. Like, can you please help me? You're not saying that. You're saying, what supports will you offer me to pay this bill? And it's important that you ask it in a way that you've already done it. So see how I'm not begging and I'm not asking from a place of deficit. I'm saying, what supports will you give me to pay this bill? So the universe can step up in that way. Now, asking the universe is important for help, but also asking your spirit guides and asking your loved ones in spirit and just saying like, hey, I need a little bit of help with this. And I'm going to leave a link down below. I have a really good meditation to invite your spirit guide into your life. And it's important you give them permission so they can act, so they can move in your life. And I want to also tell you I have other videos that are really great for cleansing your home. And that's an important thing to do right now. You should also think about grounding and cleansing your physical self and your energy field that's around your body. So, lots going on in April. Lots. If you could see all my notes right now, you'd wonder how I could even see my screen. So much happening. But I want you to remember, there's pleasure and play, miracles, and always magic in this world, in this life, in this time. It's a beautiful time to move through and to see those things, but you have to be open. You have to be open to having them and to move through the hard stuff with grace and just know that every storm ends. No one ever cries forever. It ends eventually, and it's like this too shall pass. It will. There's no permanency to being challenged and to having problems, just as there's no permanency to having complete joy. So you can't have either one all the time. There is a cycle in life, and it's okay. It's all right. You're human. You're allowed to feel the way you do. So I hope this helped you, and if you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel.